What's up, guys? D-Rock1992 here. For this next video and for my next review of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and their films, I'm going to be reviewing one of the top Marvel Cinematic Universe movies ever, one of the highest rated ever, and one of the highest grossing films ever, The Avengers. The first Avengers from 2012. This movie really, the reviews I've done before of Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, Iron Man, all of those films, the Hulk. The Avengers brings it all together. Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, plus Black Widow, Hawkeye, and all these other characters that you've seen in other films. They're coming together in this one movie, and, you know, it all comes together here, basically. So this movie is definitely one of the biggest films ever of all time. I mean, it's the third highest grossing film of all time, behind Titanic, which is the second, and Avatar, which is the first. It's unbelievable, but this movie was highly anticipated. It brings everybody's favorite superheroes together on the same stage to fight a common, he becomes a common enemy, but basically, yeah, it brings everybody together, and this is the culmination of Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the final movie of Phase 1. So, about this film, Loki, Thor's brother, who faces off against Thor in the first Thor movie. I had talked about Loki in that first Thor movie. Anyway, he steals the Tesseract, the ray of energy that, if controlled totally and fully, this Tesseract would cause unbelievable amounts of damage and unbelievable amounts of energy being used. So Loki steals it. He enchants, he hypnotizes a few people, including Hawkeye, to do his bidding. And then, tries to basically take over Earth. That's his plan. To use that Tesseract to activate, this army of people, or the Chitauri. That's who they're called. An extraterrestrial race known as the Chitauri. He has to do that. He has to retrieve the Tesseract. He activates a portal in which the Chitauri can come down upon Earth and take over the world, basically. Loki wants to use that army of the Chitauri to take over the race. Nick Fury tries to, he attempts to bring the Avengers together to stop this world threat. And he brings them together, and they have to basically stop Loki from taking over the Earth and, world domination and all that. They have to stop him from doing it. So that's essentially the plot. The Avengers throughout, they don't always get along, but they get the job done in the movie, definitely. The chemistry is there between these Avengers. I mean, it's obvious. There is great chemistry between all the characters, and I mean, it's definitely a good thing to watch. You don't want dull You don't want dull superheroes who, you know, don't have that chemistry. These guys do. It's obvious. Robert Downey Jr. is in this movie as Iron Man. Thor's played by Chris Hemsworth again. Mark Ruffalo is the new addition in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He plays the Hulk for the first time. When I reviewed The Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton was the Hulk. Now Mark Ruffalo is in the film. You have Chris Evans as Captain America. You have Scarlett Johansson, who reprises her role as the Black Widow. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. You see him really for the first time. He made a cameo in Thor. But, not, I don't think as Hawkeye. But those 6 are the primary heroes, the members of the Avengers. Tom Hiddleston plays Loki yet again. Samuel L. Jackson plays Nick Fury. Gwyneth Paltrow plays Pepper Potts, Iron Man, Tony Stark's girlfriend. And those are pretty much the major characters. Those 6 are pretty much, the 6 Avengers are pretty much the major characters. I really like this movie a lot. I don't think it's the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie ever. I don't think it's the best one, but it's still a darn good movie. I mean, I talked before about the chemistry between these two, or between all of the Avengers, and it's apparent in this movie. Just wonderful chemistry. Took me a little bit to understand all the basics of the plot, kind of, all the basics at the beginning of the film, but once I got it, this is a fun, enjoyable movie to watch, for sure. One I could watch over and over again. It's such a good film. There's one coming up later that's actually better than all the rest. Better than the Avengers, in my opinion. But, I mean, it's just great chemistry all around between all of the players. There's really no holes in this movie at all. Really none. Which is why I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's such a good movie. It's the culmination of everything you've seen in Phase 1 so far. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see all the chemistry there and things like that. And it's just a really good film overall. And that is it for my video on the Avengers. D-Rock 1992 out.